Morning. Good morning. All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Yep. I say it that many times so you can hear my voice. When you hear this voice, you'll be like, oh, Carol's on. Come join me. Come join me. Coffee and conversation with Carol. Good morning. Good morning, my peeps. What's going on? Happy Thursday, right? Everybody be ready for the weekend. Everybody's ready for the weekend. Happy Thursday. Except us folks who's really busy and got stuff to do or appointments. And you'd be like, I'm not ready for the weekend. I don't want to do that. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, sir. Good morning, husband. Good morning. Welcome. Welcome to Coffee and Conversations with Carol, where every day I come to you at 8:30. Should I say about 8:30? 8:30 to 9 with thought-provoking questions, engagement, inspiration, and all of that good stuff, right? Good morning. Good morning. So today is Thursday. And on Thursdays, I have a little segment of you thought it, I'll say it. I'll say it, right? Right. So you thought it, I'll say it. We're going to get to that. We're going to get to that. We're going to carve out some minutes for that. Um, for you thought I said. Someone did think something and inbox me. So I had to do a little research. That's what this is about, researching, make sure I got some of my facts together, at least of what I know and everything like that. So we're gonna do you thought it, I said it a little bit later. I have my coffee today and I've had it every day. But let me tell you something. Yesterday, I don't think I put enough creamer in it. It just didn't taste right to me. So I sipped it here and there. But today I think I got it right. My husband makes the best coffee. I don't know what he does to it. Maybe because he making it, it tastes so good, and I didn't have to do it myself. Maybe, I don't know. But he makes the best coffee. So today is Thursday. Thursday. You know, I was looking at some things and I told y'all, a lot of times when I'm writing down things, I'll be writing down stuff that I read, that I see. I read a lot of stuff. And so sometimes when I see things, I write it down and I'm looking for it. Oh, here it is. I look for things that I've wrote down. I'm looking for things that I've read, and I try to write them down, and ponder on them and think on them because my mind. I'm a thinker. I'm an analyzer. I analyze everything. You might say I overthink some things. I mean, who doesn't overthink? You know, who doesn't overthink? Like my shirt today is what? And then God opened her eyes, and she stopped sleeping on herself. you know. So when you stop sleeping on yourself, you get there, right? Hey, cousin. Good morning, cousin. My cousin live up there in Green. I'm going to see my cousin in Green Bay. She in one of my favorite places because I love the Green Bay Packers. I'm going to see my cousin. Good morning, cousin. So yeah, this speaks an eye opener, and you can take and then God opened. You can take her out and replace it with him, his his eyes, and he stopped sleeping on himself. Because I think a lot of times we as people, we sleep on ourselves. We sleep on things that we can be great in and great at. We sleep on ourselves sometimes, right? We are sometimes I know for me, that's my favorite thing. For me, I can be very critical of my own self. I don't, people can criticize me and they can say things, and I take critiquement well. Don't get me wrong. I take critiquement well. But for me, good morning, sis. Good morning over here on YouTube. Good morning, sis. How are you? Good morning. Thank you for joining. But for me, I am very critical of myself. Are you critical of yourself? I'm very critical of myself. Like if I don't complete something, if I have a goal set that I don't think I'm gonna make, if I feel like I failed at, I beat up myself. Like people can critique me, but I think I'm my biggest critic. Like I beat myself up, and it can be eons, days, years. Sometimes I'm still beating myself up about choices. Are you like that? Good morning, spirit. Spirit. Good morning. Are you like that? Do you beat yourself up more than people who criticize you do? Because like everybody get criticized for something, or people can be critical of others for other things. And so I was thinking about that thing, and I was saying to myself, and I looked at my shirt, and I said, so I thought about this. Can opinions be wrong? But then it was a twofold. Because is criticizing or being critical. Let me see. Yeah, I beat myself up all the time. Cuz said she beat herself up all the time. And sis said yes. But here's my question. And I guess it's kind of like two questions. Two questions. We can engage on it for a few minutes. Can opinions be wrong? I guess that's the first part of it. And can others that are critical of you, is that considered judging? Like, is being critical or put it this way, critiquing others. If critiquing others mean you're being judgmental of others? Does that mean that? And can opinions be wrong? Can opinions be wrong? For me, an opinion is an opinion, though, right? That's how I thought about it. I'm like, an opinion is an opinion. Your opinion of me is your opinion of me. You're gonna think what you're gonna think. That's how I took it. I don't think so. For which one, cousin? You don't think so? For which one? For which one don't you think so? You don't think critiquement is judging, or can opinions be wrong? Come on, y'all, tell me. Talk to me. What do you because I mean, literally, when you think about how you set up for yourself, how you talk to both, you don't think so? So opinions can't be wrong, and you don't think critiquement is judgmental. Okay. Why? I- because when you're critiquing someone, aren't you going, oh, isn't that judging them? Or am I looking at judging wrong? Judging is saying what you can do better, or is critiquement saying what a person can do better for themselves? I guess it's two different definitions there, huh? Two definitions there. Critiquement and judgment. Are they the same? Because you have to critique at work, for example. You critique people at work, right? If you're a supervisor, or if you're a co-worker, or someone that's in that training field, aren't you critiquing? So it's critiquement judgment. Aren't you judging them on something? Aren't you picking out flaws? I mean, so it's critiquement judgment. And can opinions be wrong? I don't think opinions can be wrong. I, for me, I don't think opinions can be wrong. I think it helps the other person because you care. Now, don't get me wrong. People sometimes judge or critique because of hate or jealousy. Okay. So cousin says, I think it helps the other person because you care. But don't get it wrong. People sometimes judge or critique because of hate or jealousy. Hmm. So then that goes back to, can critiquement be judgmental? Or is judgmental critiquement? Because wouldn't that be twofold? Because if I'm jealous of you, I'm not really critiquing you then, really, am I? I'm really jealous of you, so really I'm judging you. That's how I would see it. What do you think, Sister Tanisha, Brother Jermaine, Sister Spirit? What do you think, Sister Janine? Can opinions be wrong? And we're talking about this critique versus judgmental. Then I would say it all depends on the situation. I'm just going to put it that way. Go put it that way. It's just something to make you think. We be critiquing people out here, and I'll be like, judge, not at least she be judged on critique. But and I understand, but I'm my biggest critic. So, I'm the first to say I am my biggest critic. Woo, I might stay out of this conversation. Come on, don't stay out of the conversation. Come on. Come into the conversation. Come on in the room. Come on in the room. Come on in the room. It can opinions be wrong? And this critique versus judgment. Let's put it that way. Critique versus judgment. Hmm. I don't know. Opinions for sure. For me, I will say opinions can't be wrong. An opinion is just an opinion. You know what people say about opinion and people's buttholes. So, hey, Sister Tanisha says she gonna stay out the conversation. Sister Janine, calling on you. What you say? What say you? What do you think? She said, "Ooh, I might start this conversation." Because if someone comes to you and says, if I'm being critiqued and they say to me, Carol, when you do X, Y, and Z, if you do it this way, you might have a better flow of doing X, Y, and Z, right? And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. But then when I think about cousin saying, Sister Tia saying, hey, sometimes if people are jealous, they'll make a critiquement about you, but it's really not a critiquement because or they're critiquing you because they're jealous of you. Then that's more of a judgmental. I think that a person says stuff like, I wouldn't have did it that way, I did this more way, if it's more of a judgmental type attitude versus somebody who's saying, hey, if you do it this way, your flow will be better. You don't like it. You know. I think that's where it goes into. But I believe if a person is envious or jealous of a person, I don't think they really are giving critiquement. I think it's more of judging, being very judgmental. And I think an opinion is someone saying, oh, I probably wouldn't do it that way. I've done it this way in the past. For me, that's how I would opinionate it. And it's just my opinion. So does that make it wrong? I don't think it makes it wrong. It's just my opinion. It ain't like you for to go out there and do it. Well, I hope, opinion is opinion. I hope everybody ain't out here following opinions because opinion is just an opinion. So that's where I'll go with that. Do I have any takers? Any takers on this today? And I'm definitely my biggest critic. If someone else is criticizing me or judging me, I can say that it depends on what is being said. It could come off judgmental, depending on how it was presented too. To be either criticizing or being judgmental, if that makes sense. That makes sense to me. That makes sense. That makes sense. Sister Janine said, I think the individual can determine if an opinion is wrong or right. Mm, okay. Sister Janine said, I think the individual can determine if an opinion is wrong or right. But so you're saying the person within themselves, that individual, if I'm understanding you right, an individual does not have to accept others' opinions if it doesn't fit their situations. No, they don't have to accept it. But from a standpoint, whether it's wrong or right, you're saying that an individual, what you're saying, Sister Janine, is when you said, I think the individual can determine if an opinion is wrong or right. What you're saying is that person, not the person with the opinion, but the person that's receiving the opinion, is the person that's going to determine, hey, that is true or that's wrong, or that's right or that's wrong. That's what you're saying. That's what I understand you to say. And then you said an individual does not have to accept others' opinions if it doesn't fit their situations, which I totally agree. You don't have to accept opinions. I I mean, an opinion is just an opinion to me. I neither accept it nor accept it. Not I neither not accept it or accept it. It's just something I maybe listen to. And she said yes. Okay. All right. Well, I I say okay to that. That's what I say to that. I say okay to that because again, can an opinion be wrong? For me, I don't think it can be wrong or right because it's just someone's opinion. It's something that somebody thinks may go well or may not go well. And who's to say that's wrong or right? And I'm definitely my biggest critic. If someone else is criticizing me or judging me, I can say that it depends on what is being said. It could come off judgmental depending on how it was presented. And I agree there. I mean, Sister Janine and cousin over here is pretty much where my thinking is in between. Because with an opinion, Again, people gonna say what they're gonna say, but that doesn't make it right or wrong when it comes to an opinion for me. I feel like, that's again, that's an opinion. So whether you think is right or wrong is on you. But like she said, the individual is the one the individual person is the one that's going to accept whether it's right or whether it's wrong. That's who's going to accept that person's going to say, hey, I think that pretty much is right, or I think that's pretty much is wrong. That's what Sister Janine is saying. So I totally agree with the statements that they're making, because again, when it comes to being critical or being judgmental, it's a thin line in between there. And then Sister Tina said, Cuzzo said, hey, if you are a jealous person, if you're a jealous person, you probably are going to try to be more critical of that person or somebody that you have to critique. But I don't call it critiquement in that manner. I call it judgmental, because if you jealous, you're going to judge them because it's not you, or you feel some type of way about that person, whatever that situation or circumstance is. That's how I feel about that. Okay. So I thank you guys for engaging on those topics with me today. They are pretty well wrapped up there, even though Sister Tanisha says she ain't getting in this conversation. That's a conversation she ain't want to touch. So today is Thursday, right? And so you think it, I say it. And so there's a lot of things going on in the world, a lot of things people are thinking, a lot of people things are talking about, and things that people aren't talking about. So today I got an inbox and said, hey, what about Devontae Mitchell? And I said, Devontae Mitchell? Well, let me find out about Devontae Mitchell. Okay, so Devontae Mitchell was a 43-year-old Black man who apparently died in custody. I don't know necessarily of police or guards. I do not have the full story. I don't know who's heard about this that's happened in the city of Milwaukee. But again, he is a 43-year-old Black male who they said this happened. First of all, we in July. They said this happened last month. I I did not hear about this. I have not heard about this until I received a inbox that said, hey, what about Devontae Mitchell? And I'm like, Devontae Mitchell, let me look it up, see what's going on. I'm thinking they're talking about sports or something, and they're not. They're talking about a regular Black man, meaning not just he wasn't a sports figure or something like that, but a citizen. And it took the news too long, Sister Tanisha said. That last month he was downtown, apparently at the Hyatt Regency, is so far what I've collected, and that he apparently caused a disturbance. I don't know what disturbance. I have no information on that, but apparently he caused a disturbance, and I believe the police were called. But again, I'm not sure whether this information is saying police or guards apparently pinned him down, and all I can think about is George Floyd. And they pinned him down. They said that he was grumbling and trying to speak out. They pinned him down, and that he apparently died. Now, this happened last month. Apparently, the family has a couple of attorneys. Ben Crump, when he in it, baby, it's real. Ben Crump being one of the attorneys, and some other attorney too, that are representing the family. And nobody's talking about this. I know that the RNC is going to be in town next week downtown, but nobody's talking about this because I haven't seen it. I mean, and you got your social media sites, people talking about a whole lot of stuff, but nobody's talking about this. And I wonder why it's being so quiet. So have any of you all heard about any of this? I see said it took the news too long. Shout out to The Truth. I believe they're 10, is it 101.7? They've been talking about it on there. And I didn't know that the mayor, Cavalier Johnson, because I know that skin tone darker than mine, ain't talking about it. The Governor Evers ain't talking about it. You don't even have your local officials nobody, I haven't seen any aldermen come out about it. I haven't seen anybody talk about this. Nobody's talking about this. Like, why is this so quiet? Why is this so quiet? And what are they, as my mother-in-law would say, what are the gory details that's in this? What is going on with this DeMonte Mitchell story? And how in the world is someone pinned down again and dying in custody of guards or what do you call it, the shield police folks? I don't get it, because I'm not sure. Yeah, I heard about it on the news. So did you hear about it last month? I didn't hear about it. I didn't hear about it. I did not hear about it. Here's the thing. And then they're saying that there were guards of skin tone. I try to keep my words correct here. And then there was guards of not a hue of skin tone. So I'm just trying to figure out if we're going to be on these, uh if these are going to be our careers that we choose. I I don't know. Don't you think we should have a better communication with the community? I'm For me, I'm just saying, because I'm very confused on, first of all, why this is not being talked about. um why aren't any is there any outrage going on? And like I said, apparently this was supposed to be a cause of disturbance, but I haven't heard any story about any type of weapons, any type of anything. And again, that goes back to Minnesota and somebody coming out of a store and people being held down and things of that nature. What is wrong with the aggressiveness of being that's being used, at this point in time? I'm not understanding. I'm not understanding at all. So I'm going to do some more research on it to find out. But I was inboxed about it, and I'm just like, when I read it, I didn't know who they were talking about. Me personally, I did not know. And I do watch the news, but I hadn't seen anything about it. I really haven't. I caught it a little bit after 6:30 this morning. I don't think I seen anything about it. It's mind blowing. Reports started after the first, but more details have been coming out week by week. Yeah, and I think they said CNN was going to talk about it today. So I guess I'll try to catch that. And again, when I'm looking at things on the news, you got to be open-minded, because they're going to report what they're going to report. And so you got to be open-minded, but I haven't heard anything about it at all. And so, prayers go out to that family. Um, I don't know the details behind it. But he was 43 years old. We have to come to a common ground, people. This has to stop happening, you know, um, especially when it's it doesn't seem like there's a reason why. It If you're causing a disturbance, you should be able to be taken into custody with no problem. The pinning down and the aggressiveness, I'm not getting it, especially when there's no weapons involved. None. No weapons are involved. They don't treat us as human beings, and those with our skin get power hungry and then finally get treated like 45 and can't believe it's happening to them. Yep. Yep. I totally agree with that. I totally agree with that. It's they don't. It is it's mind blowing. It is absolutely mind blowing in 2024 that you still have this type of behavior going on. It really is. It's like, come on now. We are if the world can evolve, but it goes back to me talking about people's mindset. And it's being produced and reproduced with just blatant ignorance, no regards for life. And we really have to come together and say, hey, we have to be a community that supports each other, and we have to be a community that's honest with each other, and we have to be a community to stand with each other too when things are just not right. And these things are just not right. I may be on the outside looking in, but at the end of the day, especially I say this again. When no weapons are involved, there's no reason for the end result to be death. When no weapons are involved, there's no reason for it. Somebody explain that to me. How is death the end result of, even if a disturbance is caused and the police or authorities are called, how is the end result death when no weapons are involved? Somebody explain. I mean, this goes back to us talking about common sense. Somebody explain to me, how is death the result of something happening to someone, whether they're causing a disturbance or not, mistaken identity or not, when no weapons are involved? Somebody help me with that. If somebody can explain that to me, please, because my mind is not going there. Like, it's not clicking. There's no weapon involved, nothing of the sort at all. And death is the result of causing a disturbance, something that people get tickets for. Isn't that called disorderly conduct? So how in the world is death the result of disorderly conduct? Somebody explain it to me. When no weapons are involved, no weapons are involved, none. How is this the result? How is this the result? It doesn't make any sense. We really need to get a hold of this, because it doesn't make any, this is almost like history repeating itself. And then on top of that, nobody's talking about it. Nobody's talking about it at all. At all. Nobody's talking about it. People are going on with their daily lives, and I get it. People have things to do and things, but some things you have to say to yourself, because here's my thing. As a parent with the hue of colored boys, out here in the community, I'd be like, oh my goodness, I hope everybody okay. I hope, this and that. But how's this, how is this going on? How's this even possible? How's this even going on? We have to really come to we have to really get together. The community has to get it together. We have to know what community really is. We have to know what village really is. And that's people working together, coming together for a common cause to make things right for everyone, because we're not going to always be here. You got children, you got your children's children. This is generational. So we have to understand what that really means, and not just say it, but understand it. We have to understand what that really, really means. We really do. So again, today on Thursday, you thought it. We talked about this human, this soul that is no longer walking the earth. Devontae Mitchell, 43 years old. Again, some type of disturbance at the Hyatt Regency downtown that resulted in his death. And nobody's talking about it. Well, today here on Coffee Conversation with Carol, we did talk about it. I think we brought up some good points, and I'm going to continue to watch to see what the news say about it. Continue to watch the developments of it. They have been Crump. He's good. He's always getting results. So we'll see where it goes. We had good conversations on critiquement and judgmental, and our opinions wrong. And that remains to be seen with that individual that's receiving that opinion. And I want to leave you with this. You don't need a special occasion to be inspired. You don't need a special occasion to be inspired. And when you feel like quitting, because we all feel that sometimes, I think, when you feel like quitting, and that's my opinion, when you feel like quitting, remember why you started. Okay? When you feel like quitting, remember why you started. Thank you for joining Coffee and Conversations with Carol. Remember, my YouTube link is in my bio. Follow me, follow me, follow me. Trying to get you guys in all one places. But for right now, I'm streaming in all three: Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Again, my link for my YouTube is in my bio. Follow me, follow me, follow me, and also follow me on my Coffee and Conversations page on Facebook. I think I got about 10 more days before I can go live there. And then I will no longer be going live from Carol Smiles all the time. Okay. I'm going to make a big announcement. Also, I got some contests coming up. Y'all just wait and see. Wait and see. Wait and see. Again, I'm going to leave you with live, love, never ever stop laughing. Always, always, always try to forgive. And just remember that we all are under that banner of one love. Okay. Community, village, and all of that. We all under that banner of one love. If we all can just have that unconditional love for each other, what a world this will be. I will see you guys tomorrow on Friday. You guys have a beautiful, blessed Thursday. I love you guys. And again, thank you for your support. I appreciate it. Have a great day. Bye.